little bit of difficulty getting back into the groove after the trip?
No, we're back now. I think the first couple days, yes, but today I think guys are back ready to play.
What are your expectations for this season?
I really don't have any. I just think we have to, go about our business and hopefully, not have any injuries and get everybody on the same page and playing together, and we'll be fine.
You mentioned the team is back right now, but that does not talk about the injury factor.
Mm-hmm.
What about the status of Kobe? How will you handle him the rest of the preseason, exhibition season?
Well, I think I think a regular season is going to be fine. I think right now, there's obviously conditioning and strength factor that are both there. But he's working really hard. He's feeling okay about it. But game shape, not ready quite yet. But we'll go some minutes and see how he goes in those minutes, and determine how many minutes. Maybe 16. I thought he played a little bit too long the other night, but it was a competitive game we wanted to show at the end of the game in Barcelona. So we'll see what that brings.
When you said you were going to talk to him about his progress in terms of rehabbing, what points about this
Just don't push it too fast. That's all. We're doing it just the way we want to do it. A couple appearances on the floor. Maybe 16 to 18 minutes are fine. Anything more than that right now, I think, is expending a little bit too much.
Do you think last year had an impact on how much he's willing to sit out and pull himself out of the game?
Well, I think last year was the first time that he's really felt comfortable doing that. I mean, there have been obviously a couple instances in my tenure here with Kobe as a player where he's played bad sprain against Indiana in the first playoffs in the 2000, and really wanted to play in game number 3, but it's an impossible situation, a game that we lost, and then he came back and helped us win game number 4. I mean, as simple as that. And so that was a sprain that in a regular season would keep a player out, but he knows enough and can monitor that enough to play through injury. So that showed me right away as a 21 or 2-year-old kid how capable he was of playing through injuries and knowing his capabilities.
You mentioned a little while ago that you're back. You're talking about from an attentive standpoint and paying attention to detail and concentration.
That, but we're still just so much in conditioning right now. It's just about the little things. Defensively, getting up, be able to play pressure on people. Offensively, to have timing and rhythm in our execution.
Were they more focused today than they have been, I guess, on Saturday?
I'd say so. Saturday, they were still tired, a little jet lag.
So they're over that now, and today's practice went as you expected, what you wanted?
Yeah, it went really well. I thought we had a decent practice. It went a little earlier than I thought. I thought we'd go longer, but we had a game. We played a game, and the game went off awfully quickly, and they finished it quickly.
You mentioned the other day that you think Lamar's pretty much been the only one who's what you call basketball.
Yeah.
How does everyone else catch up to speed at this point?
Just play. It's a process. We've honed it down to 28 days on the NBA. It's probably not quite that long, but we have these preseason games. We'll play, I think, 6 in the next 10 days or so. And 5 of those come almost in succession in 7 days. So, there'll be some conditioning in those games, but we'll have to work a little bit extra hard.
How does last week, with all the travel, and then this week with all the games and things like the next, 10 days or so, change how you have to set your schedule to practices and what you have to accomplish?
We'll have to measure to see where they're at, and playing against a team like Sacramento tomorrow night will give us an idea, Wednesday night, it'll give us an idea of the conditioning that another team is in versus ours. We'll see, where our players stand up and say, the 8-minute mark or the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. How are the guys holding up out there? Are they reacting and, that kind of stuff. So we'll have an idea a little bit of how they're playing. They'll get an idea. These guys are veterans. They know.
Phil, what do you think about the NBA's new dress code for coaches?
Somebody's mentioning that. I wore a collar today because I heard that collars were supposed to be worn.
I think so. I think they're going to call it the Van Gundy rules.
But dress jeans are in, so I guess that's another thing. I've never been, wearing dress jeans on the bench, but maybe it'll be time now.
Just because.
Yeah, it is. Well, we're having fun, practice, and get to go to Vegas to play against another NBA team. should be fine.
Phil was talking today about how encouraged he was at today's practice, and it was shorter than he anticipated because you guys were into it.
Oh, we went hard and we were efficient and got some things done and got better today.
What did you guys do today to impress Phil so much? You cut practice a little bit shorter than he anticipated?
I have no idea. I would bet that he has plans that he has to be somewhere by a certain time, and so that is probably why we got out of practice a little bit earlier than normal. There wasn't anything that we did on the court that impacted that one bit. No, not at all.
Surprised it was cut?
No, not surprised.
Anticipating a longer practice today? Was that yesterday on?
No, I think I think even Phil's getting his sea legs back from the trip abroad, and the longer practice, we'll call it that, that we had on Saturday. I think he wanted to give us a little bit of time back that he took from us on Saturday, because we were in here forever on Saturday.
Does that work for you? If you say, I got somewhere to be at 12:30,
No,
cutting it short?
not a chance. You can try. He's a great listener, but doesn't mean he's always going to go your way.